Coming up, an awesome new product that allows you to do this with your gear on your roof rack. G'day everyone, how you going? Rob here with another product review video. This time we're looking at the RacksBrax range of HD hitches. Now what's a HD hitch, I hear you all asking? HD hitch is what you mount to your roof rack when you want to quickly and easily remove and attach items such as maxtrax, which is what we're looking at primarily here today, but you can also attach things like PVC tubing, you can attach awnings. Now awnings are going to be massive, guys, for this company because you can just easily remove your awning. You can even leave your awning set up at camp with the use of these products, which is absolutely unreal. You set up your awning and you can drive away and your awning is still set up. You don't need to disassemble it and pack down when you want to go for a drive on the beach or whatever. Absolutely fantastic, guys. Now, for me, I'm using it to mount my maxtrax. So I have a low roof here in the garage. I can only go to 2.1 or 2 or something like that, whatever it is. Now, I've had the lift kit put in the Ranger that you can see at the back. I've got the Pioneer platform Rhino rack roof rack on the roof. Absolutely love it. Can't fault it at all, guys. It's been fantastic. I've got the Rhino rack stow it mount shovel adapters. I've done a video on them if you want to check them out as well. Absolutely fantastic product. I'll put the link up in one of the corners wherever it goes. But today we're going to look at RacksBrax. Now I picked this up from the Drifter store at Slacks Creek, and I also actually went and saw them at the National 4x4 show at Brizzy there. So Sam, I believe, is the owner of this company. He was there, said g'day to him, bit of a quick chat and catch up. It was quite good to meet the maker, the owner, the designer, I suppose, of the product. And I've had it for a little while now and just haven't had a chance to put it on, obviously with work commitments and things like that. But I've left a little bit late today, as you can see. The sun's going down, so it's not really ideal for filming. So what I'm going to do, we'll do it in the morning. But what I wanted to quickly do here was a quick unboxing, very, very quick, guys. I don't want to muck around, and show you what's in the box, sort of how it all mounts together. And then tomorrow, we'll take the camera outside in the nice sunshine, and we'll mount it up to show you exactly how it works. Now, RacksBrax itself, the HD hitch, comes with everything you need except, guys, this is very important, it doesn't come with the brackets for your roof rack. Now obviously most people have different roof racks and all that kind of thing, so it's really, really hard for these guys to make a sort of one bracket fits all type scenario. So make sure you've either got an awning already attached or you've already got L brackets for whatever roof rack you want to run. Now these will attach to just about every roof rack out there, as long as you've got the right brackets, guys. So I had to actually go out, because I don't have an awning at the moment, and buy some awning brackets for the Pioneer roof rack, which wasn't an issue at all. I was going to need them eventually anyway. They are obviously solid steel with the 4 holes, but you will need these guys for your RacksBrax to work. Not necessarily the Rhino rack ones, whatever works for your particular roof rack. So you'll need to research that yourself, guys. Tools you're going to need, guys: 2 13mm spanner and a 13mm socket set. Your maxtrax mounting pins, obviously. They're about $50 from most places, so you'll need them, obviously. This here is the RacksBrax accessory mount holder. Now, the maxtrax holder, there is 2 types. There is a plate that you can get, which goes along the back of your maxtrax. It does look, to be honest, a lot more solid and stable to hold your maxtrax up, but I did look at it and I thought weight might be an issue there. So I don't know how heavy that backing plate is from RacksBrax to support the maxtrax. So many axes, it's driving me crazy. But yeah, so I've got this, what they call the HD accessory bars. Now, these will sit at each end of your maxtrax. That's probably not the best way to do it. At each end of the maxtrax, where the mounts are. So instead of one big plate, you're going to have 2 separate bars holding it up, essentially. Everything comes included, guys, as you can see: nuts, bolts, washers, all that kind of thing. And there's all different holes along here. What I'll do, let's just quickly open it. Well packaged, guys. There we go. Some instructions, obviously, on how to mount them. We'll go through these when I mount it tomorrow. Just want to quickly show you there, the 2 bars there. So they will sit at the back of your maxtrax at the desired height. Bolts, washers, everything's included, guys. Now, for the bit we're all here for. The RacksBrax HD hitch. Now, it comes in a nice little box here. We'll open it up. And immediately we're met with a couple of instructions. Now, they do have specific items for specific awnings, guys, which is really, really cool. If you've got the super peg awning, there's special little mounts and things in here, and screws and nuts and adapters and things that will automatically fit that. You don't have to have the super peg awning, guys. These will fit 99% of awnings out there, as far as I'm aware. So this is the unit itself, one complete unit. So this would be how it would look when there's nothing in it, and you're driving around town with nothing attached. So it's got a nice little logo across the top there. Pin locks into here, which we'll go through shortly. It comes with this little safety chain, so that way when you pull the pin out, you don't lose it, you don't drop it in the night time or anything like that. And most of all, guys, and most importantly, it's lockable. Now, both of them are lockable. So what that means is once you pop that in, there's a key in there, we'll be able to lock it, and you won't be able to remove this item. So you won't be able to get whatever's attached to the RacksBrax off, which is absolutely fantastic. So with the pin in there, you can't remove it, but obviously if you take the pin out, you can take that out. And with that being lockable, it stops all your thieves and things from being able to steal it. You've got the mounting positions here, which will go onto your awning bracket for your particular roof rack. So for example, mine will sit like that. I want mine facing down because obviously I need all the height, or less height, I guess you'd call it, to get into my garage. So I'm going to have it facing down, and it will sit something like that on the roof rack, with my hand being the roof rack. You can have it above, obviously, guys. You can go up like this if you prefer. Totally whatever works for you in your setup. We obviously have the second one to make it a pair. So when there's nothing in the RacksBrax, instead of driving around with it empty like this and flapping around or whatever, you put that in when there's nothing installed, and take the pin out, obviously, and it will sit nice and flush while you're driving around town or wherever you might be. And when you have something installed, that's where these come in handy. So this here, as you can see, is the same as this, except it has holes drilled out for the positioning of these mounts. So one to each mount, obviously, and you'd line it up to whatever height you desire, depending on what accessory you're fitting. Two of them, obviously, there and there, one for each one. Two keys, which is great, so you can keep one at home and one in your glove box or wherever. All the bolts and stuff you're going to need, guys. Now, there's enough bolts and nuts here that will suit 90% of roof racks and awnings and things that you want to attach to. But just check out exactly what you have to make sure you got the right bolts and things that you need. Now this here, guys, I have two of them, are really cool. These are what they're calling prop cleats. Now what these do is they attach to the far side of your awning when you're camping, and you can actually release your hitch mount from your car with some guy ropes from your awning down to the ground. I'll put up some images to kind of show you what I'm talking about. And you'll be able to drive away from your awning, and your awning will become freestanding, which is really, really cool. Not really what I'm going to use this for. I'm going to keep these, obviously, because I will eventually buy an awning, but so cool that they have them included in the kit already. And that's essentially all the bits and pieces, guys. I'll quickly show you how to put the bits together. And so tomorrow, I'll take you up on the roof with me, folks, and we'll install our RacksBrax to our Rhino Rack Pioneer platform. Can't wait. Good morning, everybody. It's a nice sunny day here. It's so sunny, in fact, I'm going to have to rock the sunglasses. Apologies for that, but it is bright out here today. So what we're looking to do today, guys, is finish off our install of our RacksBrax maxtrax Rhino Rack install. Oh, I tell you, that's a mouthful. Right, so this is what we want the end product to look like. So I've already done one. So we've got the little mount on there that will clip in to the bracket, or clip into the bracket, I should say, so you guys can see it properly. And then obviously the maxtrax will sit nice and flush here. For this part of the install, you'll need a few more tools. Obviously, you're still going to need your 13mm ratchet and your 13mm spanner for this section. Now, with the maxtrax pins, these guys, I found they're actually 17mm, these bolts. So you're going to need to upscale a little bit on your spanner set. So we've got 17mm ratchet, a spanner, a general spanner. You'll see why we need that shortly. And obviously a solid 17mm cutout spanner. So first up, we need to attach the bar to the mounting bracket. Now I need as much height as I can get so I can still open my passenger side door with the maxtrax still on it, because obviously I'm having my RacksBrax facing down so I can get into the garage. So that's going to be sitting like that. So I need it as low as possible. I need the maxtrax as high as possible. So the maxtrax bolt will go through that very bottom one there, the large one. And so my first hole that I will go into this unit here will be, when I line it up, probably easier if I show you on this one. maxtrax one fits in that second bottom hole, and obviously my mount, hopefully you can see it there on the camera, will sit just above that. That way it gets it as low as possible, and I still will have that clearance for my passenger door to open and close. Again, everything comes included, guys, so don't stress about that. You don't need to provide any nuts and bolts and things. Everything is provided. So I'm just putting the top one on there, just finger tight at the moment. They are Loctite nuts, so they will obviously lock in as you tighten it up. Now the bottom section here has this kind of, I guess you'd call it washer. Now what this will eventually do is allow you to actually go into the hole above it if you need to for whatever reason, and also strengthen the bracket sitting on there, because obviously the weight is going to be very top heavy at this point. So this will just even out that load on that bottom bolt. So I'll pop that in. So before I put that on, just so you guys can see, got the top one in there, and then the extra large, I guess, washer, I suppose, onto the bottom one. And again, you can only go finger tight, remember, because they are that Loctite kind of nut and bolt. So at this point is where you need your 13mm spanner and your 13mm ratchet. Now again, I've got the little extender on mine. That way I can get into the insert, I guess, where the nut is. And then I just put that on top. My ratchet's actually on the way out, unfortunately, so this takes a little bit of time for me. So don't overly tighten, I'm just finger tight there at the moment, because again, remember, we want to line this up straight. So on the bottom one, put that around the front of your bolt. Get your ratchet again. Now this one is sort of a left-right turn, so this will allow you to angle your bracket for whatever reason. Obviously, for this kind of setup, we don't need to do that. So we'll get that nice and flush. Again, like I said, my ratchet is stuffed, so not really using it in the traditional way you'd use a ratchet, but that's all right. All right, that's actually nice and straight there, guys. So you can see how the mount is flush with the bracket, and that will sit just nicely. So I'll just tighten it right up, because I'm happy with that. Beautiful. Rightio, now our maxtrax pins. Now these guys, super easy folks. The only thing you got to remember here is to put them on the right way. So obviously you got the mount. The car is on this side. It's going to mount there. You want your maxtrax on the outside. So it's the opposite side of the bracket. Pop that into the bottom one. Put the nut on. Very good. And this is where you're going to need sort of your spanner and your 17mm ratchet, just to get that bolt and that nut all down nice and tight. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Put that on there, and with your spanner, this is where it can be a little bit tricky, a little bit awkward as you're doing it. You just tighten them up. Alrighty, and the second one. Now, the reason you need the larger spanner, the fixed spanner, is because when you get to this point, I found that my ratchet wasn't going to reach all the way down. So I just use that guy to finish it off. Alrighty folks, so there we go. The maxtrax mounts, ready to rock and roll. Now, let's put our RacksBrax onto our roof rack. Super easy, guys. Like I said, I've already gone through the mounting bracket for your awning of your roof rack. Make sure you got one that suits your roof rack, etc, etc. RacksBrax logo facing down. That's going to sit just nicely on there. So again, all the bolts, all the nuts are included. Now remember, guys, it's bolt from the back. So line that up just nicely there. Bolt and washer through to the top one there, washer in, little lock nut onto the bottom. Grab your second one, put that through there. Again, washer and nut, tighten them up, get it nice and level, good to go. And obviously this would be done in seconds if you're not trying to film for YouTube. Line it up so it's level. The holes do have little extensions in them, so you can actually manipulate how it sits on the bracket. Now I want it nice and level, and that looks pretty flush to me, so we'll tighten it up. Happy with that. And we'll do the second one. I won't bother showing you the second one, guys, that's a waste of time. And we'll put them onto the roof rack. Alrighty guys, welcome to the roof rack. Now, what we have here is our mounted RacksBrax to the L-shaped bracket, the awning bracket for the Pioneer roof rack from Rhino Rack. I've already put the far one on. I've just attached it, as you can see there. Now what I've done here is I've gone to the maxtrax and measured out the distance between where the lugs sit, obviously, because that's where these guys need to sit. And then I've centered it up with the roof rack to make it all nice and centered, a little bit OCD like that. And it comes to 89 centimeters in length for the lugs, and with the centering inside the roof rack here. About here is where I'm going to want this one. So we pop that into the track, slide along to about 89. Don't do it too tight, guys, because you're going to put your bracket on and then you're going to want to check it. So that way you want a little bit of wiggle room. Once you know it's properly on there, jump back up and tighten them up. And now we'll put the maxtrax holding bracket on. Alrighty guys, I've gone handheld with the camera. Apologies for any shaky camera work. This is how you attach the maxtrax bracket to the RacksBrax mount. So, super easy. You can see these little lugs here. Hopefully you can see that on there. And they slot into the top here, which I'll show you in just a second. So you pull, obviously take your pin out first, unlock it, take your pin out, remove the little holder in there for day-to-day driving around. And this is how easy, guys, it is to mount this. So, first I'll show you the little lugs where I was talking about before, where the top little mounts sit. So that's essentially your guide and your little placement of the mounts. Again, that's the same on all their mounts, no matter what you're mounting, an awning, maxtrax, whatever it might be. Grab that, tilt it over, tip it in, push it in. Essentially you're on. Grab your key, or your pin, whatever you want to call it. Push that in, and lock it up with your key. And that's not going anywhere, guys. And obviously you put your maxtrax on top. So we'll pop it onto this one as well, and then we'll put the maxtrax on and see how it looks. So perfect example, guys. That's not the right dimensions. So I've obviously cut once and measured once. And so what we do by keeping them loose, folks, is we can actually wiggle our mount to where we need it to be. So let's try there. Beautiful. There we go. So what I'll do is I know that's the right position now, guys, and jump up, tighten it up. Alrighty, last thing to do is actually put the maxtrax on the mount. So let's do that. So I've only got the 2 maxtrax. I don't think I need any more than that. Anyway, so yeah, I've just got the 2 maxtrax. Obviously we've done our mounts now. Straighten up the little lugs. Get them through there. One on each end. And then holding the mount there, just flip it over. Make it nice and easy for yourself. And then just turn your pins so everything locks in. And now all we need to do is put the whole assembly onto our RacksBrax. We're nearly there. Well folks, I've had to retreat into the garage. The heavens have opened up. But the RacksBrax HD Hitch range, guys, get out there, check them out. They do have a tradesman's pack as well, which allows you to, once you take your accessories off your roof rack, for example, you can mount them on the wall or something inside your garage or wherever you want to store it whilst it's not on your vehicle. I didn't get that. I don't need that really at this point. But if you own your place or whatever and you're able to mount it up somewhere while it's not on your car, the tradesman pack is also a great option. I just went the basic HD Hitch range, which gives you the basic pack as you've seen through this video. And it looks quite smart up there, guys, and I'm very, very happy with it. So if you're in the market and looking for something like this and you've got the same sort of situation as me where you can't get everything that's on your roof rack into your garage or wherever you're storing your vehicle because of the height. This is perfect, absolutely perfect. Australian made, Australian owned, guys. Can't get any better than that, seriously. Like I said, I met the owner at the 4x4 show. Such a nice guy, down to earth. He had a hell of a time in the wet weather at the 4x4 show, I tell you. But he was still there with a smile on his face, and you know, it just goes to show you that there is still great Aussie companies out there, guys, making fantastic products for your four-wheel drive. So with that, we'll wrap it up, and make sure to like and subscribe and all that kind of thing. More product reviews and 4x4 trips coming your way, so follow all the socials and keep up to date with what's happening. So thanks for tuning in, folks. Right now I'm going to make use of my HD Hitch from RacksBrax. I'm going to take my maxtrax off the roof, get them inside, that way I can get Truckosaurus here parked up out of the rain. Till next time, guys, see you then. See you on the next one.